Hi, welcome back to the chaos that is Shiny and books. First off, let's address the multiple elephants in the room. One being that I haven't uploaded in a few months. I could not stand to look at myself in the screen to edit. After my readathon, I just burnt myself out, I think, a little bit, mixed with a bit of imposter syndrome. I do have a vlog for that readathon that I just never got around to editing, but maybe I will now. I just needed a rest. You know, sometimes you just have to take a bit of a mental health break. Number two, while I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder, the second elephant is the hair. I'm thinking about getting my hair cut. This isn't my real hair, this is a wig, because I am thinking about cutting a fringe / bangs, depending on where you're from and what you call it. But I didn't think it would suit me, so I've had this wig sitting here for ages that I've never used because I didn't think it suited me. So I thought, let me just test it, and I don't know how I feel. I don't think it suits me, so I'm not sure. Or it might just be throwing me off because my mum used to have very long black hair and she always used to have a fringe. She doesn't anymore, but I don't know. The more I look at it, the more it's maybe growing on me. Elephant number three is that I am wearing my pajamas, but look, it's cold, it's winter. I'm not getting dressed just to film this video, so here's my July TBR. I obviously didn't do a TBR video for the last 2 months. I really can't take myself seriously with this hair. I don't know, let me know what you think. I don't know if I like it, but anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, I didn't do TBR videos, so I did struggle a bit trying to pick up books. I became a mood reader for those few months, but we're back into it for July. And in July is Summerween, which I have participated in the last 2 years, I think. Oh no, 3 years maybe, I don't know. I'm in the southern hemisphere, so it's actually winter for me while I participate in Summerween, but that's fine. Last year it actually fell on Kian's birthday, or his birthday was in part of it. This year my birthday is actually during Summerween. I think it goes from the 7th, I think. It starts on the 7th, around then. I'll leave it linked below. I'm sure you have already seen maybe the announcement video, but it goes for a week and my birthday's on the 9th, so that does fall in Summerween. So that's exciting. So there's obviously prompts for that. There's also the buzzword readathon to do each month. But if you've never been here before for a TBR video, I do 10 pin bowling chooses my TBR. So I pick out 10 prompts, put one on each of the 10 pins, roll a ball, and whatever pins I knock over, I have to complete those prompts or find a book for those prompts. And I already filmed that section an hour or 2 ago. I had to split this video up during the day, so I'm going to insert that footage now. Okay, so I've got a voiceover for this section. When I was filming, Kian was making dinosaur noises in the background. So I'm just pulling out the prompts, and I've got it in double speed because it's a bit boring. But as you can see, I've pulled out backlist, 2022 release, an illustrated cover, a book I've been avoiding, mental illness rep, Kian picks, which I was super excited for this one to finally come out of the jar, a genre I don't normally read from, a book club book. I also need to get a bigger jar for all these because I feel like I'm pulling out the same ones and it's really hard to pick. Oh yeah, 2 fell out. So out of my comfort zone, and the last one, a person on the cover. Okay, ready?
Ready.
So let's go over the books. I knocked over 4 pins. So the first one, I have 2022 release. And this one I was excited to fit this book in with the prompts because this one I'm going to use for the buzzword readathon, which is the monthly reading challenge that is created by Kayla from Books and Lala, where there's a word each month. You have to find a book that matches the word, no, that has a word in the title. Oh my god, what am I saying? Anyway, July's word theme is weather words. I'm taking it very literally by using the actual word weather, and I'm going to read Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is a romance book, and I read X Talk by this author in April? I don't know. Earlier this year I read the X Talk and I quite enjoyed it, so I'm excited to see if I like this one as well. I haven't loved a lot of romances this year. In fact, I have hated pretty much all of them besides a very small amount, and I didn't mind the X Talk. It wasn't an all-time favorite, but I didn't mind it. And look, this one looks, we're following a TV weather reporter. Yes, she's a TV meteorologist. The only person who seems to understand how she feels is sweet but reserved sports reporter. So I guess it's going to be a work workplace romance. I don't know, we'll see, but that's my buzzword book for the month. Next up, I was very excited to have the first time I knocked down Kian picks my book, which is very exciting. Again, I've already filmed this part, so I'll insert that now. Can you help me choose a book? Okay, which should I read? You help me choose. Which one you think?
This one.
You think the orange one? Why do you like that one?
Sad.
Oh, it's sad? Okay. Thank you. Good choice. I did choose books that I wanted to read, so it was kind of cheating. Maybe if I do it next time, I'll just let him have free reign on my whole TBR shelf in general. Of course I get interrupted. Two of the books I was just going to read in my own time, and the other two I had vlog ideas for, so I was kind of letting him decide that. But as you saw, the book that he chose is really good actually, which this is, I think, a recent release this year. And I'm very excited to get into this one. I think it's just a general fiction book about a woman who is recently divorced and just getting on with her life with this big life change. So I'm very excited to get into this one. The next couple of prompts I'm able to fit into some of the summerween reading prompts as well, so doubling up. So the prompts, if you haven't seen those announcement videos, is read a book in the dark, read a thriller, read a book that takes place in the fall, read a book with orange or black on the cover, and lastly read a manga, graphic novel, or a novella. So I did knock down the backlist prompt. For this one, I am thinking of reading a few volumes during the readathon of Death Note. I have actually read volumes 1 and 2, I think, of the Black Edition, but I received, are they there? Yeah. But I received the rest of them for Christmas last year, so I need to continue on with it, but I'm gonna have to restart. And this is backlist because I think it was originally published in like 2003. Okay, interruption number 2. This one will obviously fit for black on the cover because the whole thing is black, and also for the manga prompt. I don't know if this takes place in the fall or not, and I could read it in the dark. And the last prompt, I'm deciding between 2 books. I don't know which one I'm going to choose. I might just decide during the week of the readathon which one I'll pick, but it was for Out of My Comfort Zone. And one of the prompts for the readathon is reading a thriller, and I would just say thrillers in general are out of my comfort zone because I don't read them a lot. I have either The Lost Man by Jane Harper or Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. Both of them I chose because they are thrillers and they both have orange, so they would be able to double up for that one anyway, even though I already have a black book. But anyway, I don't know if either of these take place in the fall. If they do, that would be helpful, but let me know if you've read either of these and if you would recommend them. This one is an Australian author, and the book by this author, The Dry, got turned into a movie. This also has won some awards. Winner of the Ned Kelly Awards, 2019 David Awards, Sisters in Crime Australia Reader's Choice. So maybe I'll pick this one since, I don't know, it's won awards and it is Australian. I've been trying to read more Australian books. Two brothers meet at the Stockman's grave, a landmark so old no one can remember who is buried there. But today, the scant shadow it casts was the last hope for their middle brother, Cameron. Something had been troubling him. Did Cameron choose to walk to his death? Because if he didn't, the isolation of the outback leaves few suspects. I don't know. Let me know if you have read this one and if you would recommend it. Or if you think I should pick this one up. Maybe I'll have time to read both. I doubt it. This one I think I bought for my birthday last year. I don't even know what it's about, but it just caught my eye. Oh, it's an author. Maybe that's why. Florence Darrow wants to be a writer. Correction, Florence Darrow is going to be a writer. Fired from her first proper job in publishing, she jumps at the chance to be an assistant to the highly secretive, wildly successful novelist known by the pen name Maud Dixon. The arrangement requires discretion but offers Florence the chance to watch a best-selling writer at close range. Before long, the pair are on a research trip to Morocco, the setting of Dixon's long-awaited second book. Ooh, until Florence wakes up in a hospital with no memory of the car crash she barely survived. How did it happen, and where is Maud Dixon, who was in the car with her? But wait, if Maud is no longer around, maybe Florence can make her mark as a writer after all. Interesting. This one does sound quite intriguing, so maybe I'll choose this. I don't know. Let me know if you've read this one. It sounds like, is she gonna like steal her novel? Because if I read Yellowface, that's like a similar thing. and I'm expecting to love Yellowface, and that might make this one feel not as good if I read it too close together. I don't know. We will see. We will see. But so far, this is going to be my reading plans for July. Let me know if you are going to be participating in Summerween. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you recommend them. I still can't take myself seriously in the viewfinder. I feel like I've been looking at it the whole time. I'm sorry, but I will hopefully have new videos out soon, and I will see you then. Okay, goodbye.